Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Sunday evening episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. It is currently 5:44 on the 23rd of August 2020. I hope I'm finding you all in a good state of affairs and general well-being, and if I'm not, then I hope things improve for you very, very soon. On top of that, I also hope we're all able to get back to our normal lives outside of this pandemic as soon as possible, and that everyone is there on the other side of this being finished all safe and sound, or at least in as good a state of affairs as possible. So today we're going to be finishing off this weekend of Southeast Asian lagers with a look at a beer I might have mentioned before, and I can't quite remember if I've reviewed it before, but I really highly doubt I have, and that is Sapporo Premium Beer. Now this is, again, much like Asahi, a very proud and famous beer that is imported from the proud nation of Japan. It says, discover the perfectly balanced taste that's irresistible to all as you share rich moments with this masterpiece of the brewer's art. So I'm hoping only for good things with a description like that. Yeah, so it sounds like it's a pretty popular beer, although I admit I know less about this than I do with Asahi. Although it does say on here it is Japan's oldest beer brand, which is quite interesting. So it's a 4.7% volume rice-based lager, and it's 330ml bottle here. I got this for $1.99 from the Wine Barrel on Western Road in Hove. I think, again, for the price, much like the last two beers I got from there, I think that's a pretty good price for a beer of this size. I think that's fair. Yeah, and I really like the design of the label and the bottle here. Good coloured bottle, and it's got really interesting design and mixture of colours here. It's got a bit of outline of silver, sort of inlining of white, nice mixture of plain gold, strong gold, and black and white writing. Yeah, sorry, yeah, I like that. It's very handsome, so 10 out of 10 for that. So give ourselves a little snifter first and see what our first impressions are of this little beauty. So let's give a sniff and see what it smells like. Okay, so it smells a lot like Asahi, but just with like a much stronger sort of lagery sort of smell. So it kind of smells like how Asahi would, but just a lot sort of more punchier. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I'll give the smell like a 7 out of 10, and I'm only hoping that it. I'm kind of expecting it'll probably taste a bit like Asahi, but just a bit, maybe a bit sort of wetter. I don't know, possibly. I mean, that's the impression that I get anyway, considering it says it's a premium beer, and a lot of premium beers can have quite a wet sort of finish to them. But I'm interested to see what this is like, so quickly a palate cleanser of water beforehand. And then, on to the drink of the day. So, I hope everyone's had a good weekend. Here's to the week ahead. So this is interesting. It kind of tastes. It's got the usual same sort of like crisp sharpness that like Asahi does, and it's got kind of like a similarly dry sort of finish as well. But it's also got similar sort of wetness and taste to it, of like a continental, like European gold label strong premium beer, and it kind of mixes that in with like the dry sharpness and dry finish flavour of Asahi, so for a manner of speaking. So it's interesting. It kind of mixes a lot of sort of concepts of beer that that are kind of opposites, but that kind of do work quite well together. So it's got a wet undertone, but it's got a fairly dry finish that I think together work quite well. So yeah, it's nice. I think I probably prefer Asahi just a little bit more, because Asahi is the taste is a bit crisper, and I feel like the flavour of this a bit more muddled and it's a bit less focused. But I mean, that being said, I've definitely had worse. That goes without saying. And I think it's not inherently a bad beer. I think it's just the fact that I feel a bit more strongly about, or feel a bit more positive about Asahi based on the fact that it hits a lot of the notes that I find or that I'm looking for more so in lagers. Objectively, this is actually a really good beer, but it's perhaps just the fact that I like the type of lager that Asahi is more. You know, crisp, dry lagers with a dry finish like Asahi, Mythos, and you know, stuff like that. But that being said, this is still pretty damn good stuff. I'm still happy enough to give it an 8. I can say like a 7.5, bordering on an 8 out of 10. I'd say it's just below being like an elite level beer, but I think if the flavour was a bit more focused and sort of a bit more slightly, and the texture was slightly smoother, I think this could easily be like an 8.5, but that being said, it's still a really good beer, so I would actually recommend this. So yeah, 7.5, maybe bordering on 8 out of 10, if I'm like really in the mood for it, but still really, really good stuff, and definitely would recommend possibly with like a nice Japanese snack like some wasabi peas or some seaweed salad. So I hope you guys liked that video. If you did, leave a like, share and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or anything you agreed with or disagreed with in particular in this video, leave your ideas and comments in the comments section down below. And also, if you want to check out anything else I do, I'll leave the links to my social medias and other YouTube channels in the video description below. And if you like this video, just leave a like, share and subscribe, but only if you really want to. And so, as always, I hope you've had a good time watching your good, gracious host here. And yeah, until next time, have fun, stay safe, don't do anything I wouldn't do, wash your hands, take a mask with you when you go to the shops, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Come by.